Namaste, and welcome to class. My name is Todd Norian, and I'm the founder of Ashaya Yoga, and very delighted to be with you here today. Thanks for joining me. I want to ask you to please share the experience, get more people into practices for inner peace. We need more peace in the world, especially now. So please share this with friends. And then come join the Ashaya community at ashayayoga.com, and you'll get updates of all the latest inspiration and all the different online courses and other things that are going on. And I want to mention and encourage you to come take a deep dive with me this Saturday. I'm doing a one-day virtual retreat. It's going to be so beautiful, and it's really needed today to take a dive in, to let go of all the commotion of what's happening in today's world right now, and really draw into where are you? Where is your heart in this time? And I've been aware, like I've been a little bit edgy and anxious, and even sometimes like a little frozen inside. And what I find is doing yoga and breathing and meditation really helps me come back to myself. We could say it helps thaw out my heart so I can feel more, so I can kind of place myself in today's time. And I do feel like we're in an evolutionary time right now. And it's an evolution, a revolution for evolution for positive change. I want that change to come. Because we all want freedom. And we all want to live in a place where there's justice and there's equality. And it's like this is part of a vision I have, my dream for life. You know, when I first did yoga, it's like I woke up to a deep inner spiritual aspiration to bring heaven on earth. And it's kind of been far from that. But I see now there's these little openings and windows, you know, through tragic events. I feel so sad that we have to get to that level to be able to make these changes. But in a sense, that's how consciousness evolves. And so I want to really offer myself to this process and help people stay connected to their deep sense of inner peace and also deep sense of inner purpose. Like, where do you stand on police brutality and anti-racism and all the issues that are coming up? Where are you in that? And part of the spiritual practice is to really locate yourself, not judging, to locate ourselves non-judgmentally, and to just see where we are and perhaps where we could open ourselves even more so that we're supporting this current of an evolutionary transformation. I feel like that's the opportunity. So during this retreat, the focus is going to be on integration of body, mind, and heart. We're going to be doing asana, pranayama exercises, all kinds of mantra and chanting exercises, deep shavasana, yoga nidra, which is the yogic sleep. And we're going to have some contemplation time to really examine what our thoughts are, what are our beliefs, and what do we really need during this time. Like, I didn't even know, like, I needed to talk about what I was feeling. And I had some conversations yesterday, and not that I came up with any solutions, but just the very act of connecting with other people, talking about what's going on and how I feel about what's being stirred up inside was so healing. And, you know, from all the sheltering at home and all that, it's really sweet to come together in a group. And even though it's on Zoom, but we'll be able to have some in-depth sharing. And what I have found is like my empathy for what's happening in life right now is really starting to open up and grow. And I feel more connected to all that's happening. Rather than fearful and sort of frozen, pushing myself away, and then doing these spiritual practices to just transcend even more. That's not what this is about. I teach the Householder Tantric Path, which is all about how to co-participate with life, that life needs our engagement with it to evolve it. So it's really a balance between surrender, like opening to the bigger energy, to grace, like let life happen, and then engaging with it. So the name of the retreat on Saturday is Winds of Grace, Finding Your Center in the Storm. And there's a phrase said by Swami Ramakrishna, who's a great yogi, about a century ago, or a century and a half. And he said, the winds of grace are always blowing, but you have to set the sails. Do you understand that? Like, grace is all around us, but it's going to be no use to us unless we receive it. And to receive grace, we have to do something. We have to set the sails. We have to open ourselves. We have to put ourselves in the way of grace such that it flows over us. So we're going to be exploring today some of these concepts. Certainly all day in the retreat, we're going to be learning how do we participate and how to find the balance and unity and harmony in that. And today, I'm going to give you a sample of some of the experiences that we'll be doing, the practices we'll be doing. So we're going to start with a chant. The words to the chant, it's an invocation to the great light of consciousness, very appropriate for right now. And you can actually get these words. It's, I don't know what screen you have, but on my computer, to the left on the Facebook page, there's a menu. It's called Menu. You click Menu, and it will bring up the PDF that has a variety of chants. So this is the chant to the great light of consciousness. Then we're going to do some meditation, some yoga and stretching. We definitely would do that. And today, you know what I want to do? I want to get our head, heart, and body lined up. So we're going to do some head integration. Sounds necessary. And then we'll have a nice shavasana relaxation at the end. Okay, so take a comfortable seat, turn your thigh bones in. Draw your tailbone down, join your index fingers and thumbs. So think of thumb as grace, and your index finger is the sail. And we're going to put up our sails, touch grace, palms down. Now lift your sail. As you inhale, just lift your ribs. Get really long in your side ribs. And then head of the arm bones back. Hug your shoulder blades onto your back ribs with just the right amount of effort. We need to effort. We need to co-participate with grace. But as you hug your shoulder blades, soften your heart. Lift your throat. Take your palate back. Take a moment and just bring your hands to the back of your head. And you're going to put your thumb and index finger underneath the back of the skull and lift up. And then press your head back like there's a headrest back there. So you take your palate back, lift your skull. So we have some traction on the neck. Then maintain that and bring your hands back, index finger and thumbs together, palms down. When you're ready, close your eyes. Bring your palate aligned directly over the pelvis. And envision 3 small globes of light about the size of a small apple in the upper palate, base of the heart, and middle of the pelvis. And as you breathe, these globes of light start to pulse. They glow a little brighter on the inhalation, and they dim a little bit on the exhalation. Try to visualize, sense, and feel these globes of light. And then align the globes so that the head and the heart and the pelvis are all vertically aligned. So often our head is forward. We need to know before we experience something. Or sometimes out of fear, we need to look like, oh, what's around the corner? So the head is pulled out of position. Also, just from doing so much work on our devices, the head goes forward. So draw your palate back. It'll feel so nice for your neck. So we back off the head a little bit. And then breathe into your heart. Set an intention for your class, for your practice today, to really be more receptive in the heart, to open to the evolutionary possibility of what's happening in today's world. Open to grace. Be part of the flow, this current that's opening towards the light, that's opening towards more and more freedom, more kindness, more equality, more justice. And I just always like to envision a peaceful world. Like I said, it's like we bring heaven on earth. You have to see it before it's going to happen. As you exhale, let your hips get heavy. Release any concerns or worries. Sometimes there's like just a subtle shame or make wrong. You've done nothing wrong. Inhale to the light of consciousness. Exhale, release what blocks that light. Receive a downpour of grace as if it were pouring, which it actually is right now here. And it's very metaphoric. Let the water, the element of water, nourish us. Water heals, water nourishes, and water purifies. Soften your skin and receive the downpour of grace. Let it cleanse you. Let it bring you more in touch with reality, with yourself. If you ever have something frozen, it will thaw much quicker if you put it in water. Let the water of grace thaw any frozen parts of your heart. There's so much to feel today. Often we close down, we get overwhelmed. I'm going to invite you to just be there with yourself, even if there's overwhelm. Water is compassionate, it's empathic, it's soft, it's kind, it's forgiving. And bring your palms together in front of your heart. We're going to chant 3 ohms together. Let's chant for peace. And then we'll chant the invocation, which is a call for light, a call for consciousness, a call for unity, and a call for joy. Once there is peace, once there is unity, the nature of unity is peace. The nature of peace is joy. There's a kind of joyfulness. And this is our practice as yogis, to not forget the joy, even during turbulent times. Let the vibration be the current that carries you back to your heart, the source. It's like water returning to the ocean. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Mudaya Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niranambaya Tejase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchitananda Mudaya Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Last line. Niralambaya Tejase. Niralambaya Tejase. Om In the silence, take in the blessing of the chant. These ancient chants spark a primordial longing for peace deep inside. Let yourself dwell in the stillness and the silence and delight in the peace within your own self. And then palms in front of your heart to the grace inside of you as you gently bow. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Namaste. Okay, come on up to standing position. Clasp your hands behind your back, bend your elbows a bit. Open to the bigger energy and show that by lifting your ribs. Lift your ribs up. And then stretch your elbows straight back, take your shoulders back. Breathe, enjoy the stretch. So make it enjoyable for you. Like, don't go too much. What happens is we come to the mat and we sometimes forget and we make it a torture chamber. And let's not do that today. So just maybe do 20% less, but breathe. I want you to make the stretch feel really good. Pleasure is like something that's intrinsic to us, and I don't know, my idea is we always need more of it. Healthy pleasure. Very good. Exhale. Release. Palms in front. Look down at your feet. Set your foundation. We want to align with the times. We want to align with this evolutionary trajectory of nature. So let's align the body. Front center ankle and the second toe lines are parallel like two railroad tracks. Palms in front. Remember the bigger energy. Winds of grace are always blowing. You have to set your sails. Engage. Lift your toes. Hug your legs isometrically toward the midline. Hug your shins in toward the middle. Then move your thigh bones back, tailbone down. Inhale, stretch your arms up and look up. Just move your arms. Exhale, palms down by your sides. And in front in Anjali Mudra. That means to receive a blessing and to also give a blessing. Coordinate the movement of your arms with your breath. So at the end of each exhalation, your palms are in front. At the top of your inhalation, your arms are all the way stretched up. So you may have to slow it down a little bit, but coordinate and follow your breath. So grace flows in us through the channel of the breath. So let grace lead and you follow. Let your breath lead and then you follow. So pause for a moment with your palms in front. Inhale and then go in the wake of the breath, right behind it. And let the breath lift you all the way up when you're done inhaling. Then exhale, then move your arms. Just a slight pause. Flow in the wake of your breath. Try that a few more times. So you start your exhalation, then move your arms. Start your inhalation, then shortly after, move your arms. Follow. And after the next exhalation, release. Okay, I want to do some stretches for the neck. So typically, maybe I can show it. The head tends to go out like this. When you jut your head forward, your thighs go forward. And then your belly goes forward. And that's partly what's going on. Like as we age, sometimes we get like this beer belly. I don't drink beer. But you can get like this belly that goes out. And a lot of times, okay, so sometimes it's like fat and what we eat. But oftentimes it's a distended psoas muscle. Because the thighs are so far forward, you don't have the support because that muscle is weak. It's a very interesting idea. So what we want to do is take your head back. Just do this. Slide your palate back and notice how your thighs just went back. Okay? So you take your head back, everything else starts to align. And when your head goes back, your low belly pulls in a little bit. Okay? Very good. So now we're going to do a retraction. So put your fingers on your chin and draw your chin straight back towards your neck. And then extend. So lift your chin and just go up as high as you can until there's a restriction. Look up. And then retract again. Bring your chin parallel, pull back. And do this a few times. So this is the retraction. Here's the extension. And retract. And extend by looking up. Retract. Extend. This time when you extend, keep it there and move your nose. You're going to wiggle your nose about the distance of a ½ inch on either side. So there's just a little bit of a wiggle. And then release. Retract. One more extension. Lift. And right at the top of the extension, you go as far as you can. And then a little wiggle side to side. And release. So what that does is it helps move the discs better into position so the discs are centralized in the neck. All right. Take your hands behind your head and you're going to push your thumbs right underneath the ridge in the back and give yourself a little head massage. Especially right in the center, there's a little groove and you can press into that groove. But then go along to the outsides, the parts further away from the middle. And there can sometimes be some tenderness. This is a good one for relief of headache. Very good. All right. Now stand upright. Thighs back, tailbone in, shoulders back, move your palate back. And then without rotating your head at all, bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. And you just go to the extent that you can. If there's any pain, you're going to back up right away. Keeping your head where it is now, right hand comes up to the left side of your head and give a little extra pressure. Take your left shoulder back a little bit. And then very slowly turn to look slightly down toward the floor. You're going to get a bigger stretch now through the left side of your neck. And then look up. So these little movements with a little bit of pressure to stretch muscles of the neck. Release, inhale, come back to center. Feel the difference between the two sides now. Thighs back, tailbone in, shoulders back, palate back, left ear. Bring it down toward the left shoulder. Stretch. Take your right shoulder back more. And then left hand up to the right side of the head and a little bit of pressure. Breathe. And then look slightly down toward the floor. And then up, and you just go a little bit back and forth. You can feel the muscles start to stretch. If that feels good for you, you can look even further toward the floor. Give a little more hand pressure. But we don't want to overstretch. It does require your effort, but it doesn't require over-efforting. That's why grace really helps effort, because it helps us to let go a little bit. And release. Now interlace your fingers behind your neck. Bring your elbows closer together. And we're going to draw a circle out in front. And because you have your hands behind your neck, you've created a little cuff for your neck. And that should open up some space. Reverse direction of the circles. And release. Come on back to center. Sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, right elbow under left, and wrap. Try to bring your palms together. If you can't, you could hang a belt from your left hand and just hold the belt. Squeeze your elbows toward each other. Lift the elbows. Pull the head of the arm bones back like this. You just go back a little bit. Awesome. And breathe. Make a couple of circles now with your whole arm assembly. Circle, circle, circle. And breathe. Reverse the direction of the circles. Enjoy the stretch. So circular motion helps to increase flexibility in the joints, and it has a lubricating effect. The fluid in the joints, the synovial fluid, will start to heat up and become more viscous. So you're oiling your joints, which is always nice. Exhale, release. Shake out your arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left under right. Lift your elbows a bit. Pull the head of your arm bones back. Breathe. Feel the difference on this side. And then begin some slow circles. And especially pay attention to the part of the circle that might be a little sore or a little bit rough. You could slow down around that part and breathe a little bit more. The breath is going to help release toxins and move more oxygenated blood into the tight areas. Reverse direction of your circles. And exhale, release. Step to the front of your mat. Palms in front. Take your thighs back, tailbone in. Take your shoulders back. And then lift your throat and draw your palate back. And try to align the three globes of light again, palate, heart, and pelvis. And try to maintain your head as it's kind of backed off a little bit. Emphasize the heart. That's the sail for the winds of grace. Catch the grace in your heart. Inhale, arms out to the side and up. Exhale, fold forward, but lead with your heart. Back off your head. Come down, you can touch blocks or eagle talons on the floor. Stretch. The first part of this stretch, engage your legs, effort in the legs, but relax your shoulders and your neck. Just let your head release for a moment. In fact, give your head just a little wiggle to let go of tension in the neck and shoulders. Remember, it's a co-participation, so both effort and grace are needed. Lift your toes, participate with grace. Hug muscles to bones, keep that. And then inhale, lift your heart, fill up with grace. Exhale, surrender, but keep your legs engaged. Inhale, grace. Exhale, effort. Continue a few more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lift. Bow to the light of grace as the life force in you. And then pause for a moment. Isometrically pull your feet backwards. Pull your heels backwards. You can't really do that. But isometrically you try, and what happens is the hamstrings start to engage more. We want every muscle to participate. No fair having some muscles taking a coffee break sometime. It's like all parts of you is like an orchestra. You want all players to play their part, so the music sounds great. Exhale, step back, downward facing dog pose. And alternately press your heels, stretch the backs of your calves, ankles, go back and forth. Then bend both knees, take a look at your hands, wrist creases straight ahead, spread your fingers evenly, and then claw your pads, your roots, and then pull up from your hands up into your heart. Now here's an interesting idea. We want the ears to be more or less framed between the arms and slightly lower. So tuck your chin, and that's going to be way too much, head tuck. You could lift your head, and then your neck's going to strain because it has to extend to keep the head up. So lengthen your neck, bring the ears down a little bit. Now lift your armpits up, melt the heart down. Armpits up, heart melts. Take your inner thighs back, tailbone in, and then from your heart push down through your hands, from your heart lift up through your back, and push down through your heels. Stretch and breathe. Go even more. Take the base of your shins back, both shins. They go back, very base, right above the ankle. Good. Exhale now, right foot forward. Pause, hug your legs. Self-effort is needed. But then lean onto your left hand and stretch your right arm up. And just express a flow here. Twist, look up toward the right. Keep your legs engaged for balance, but then stretch your right arm over the ear for grace. Reach for something greater, a greater freedom that's there, part of your destiny. Exhale, release, and then scissor your legs and see if you can come up to standing. It takes a lot of strength. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Effort in the legs, but reach your heart up. Sweep your arms out to the side. Clasp your hands. Now move your palate back. Lift your chin a little bit. We're going to do a variation with the arms. So exhale, fold forward to the inside of the right knee. Stretch. You'll feel a big stretch in your shoulders. Stretch your arms and bring your wrist toward the floor in front. Fingers clasped. Okay, exhale, release your hands. Step back, downward dog pose, and breathe. Good. Feel the heat. It's good. Exhale, left foot forward now. With the right amount of effort, hug your legs. We are co-participators with grace, but we're not over-participators. So you only have to do 50%. Give her the other 50%. Lean onto your right hand, stretch up. So you do 50%, universe does 50%. A deal's a deal. Hug your legs to the middle. Breathe. And then just express a little bit more grace with the left arm. You can take it up overhead. Stretch. Turn your heart up to the sky. Stretch feels so good. Breathe. Sweep your hand back. Hug your legs. Come up hands to hips. Once you have your balance, continue. Squeeze your legs, muscles to bones. Pull up from the feet to the pelvis. Stretch your arms up. Lift your throat, take your palate back. Arch back a little bit. Set your sails, bring your arms out to the side. Big sails now. We're ready for some big winds. Winds of grace, come on. Woo. Clasp your hands, but this time interlace in the opposite direction, the unhabitual way. Lift your ribs, head of the arm bones back. You know, change doesn't feel comfortable in the beginning. It feels kind of like you're holding somebody else's hand back there. But with practice, it becomes more normal. Head of the arm bones back, now palate back, and here's where we bend forward. Fold forward, stretch your arms up as best you can, left shoulder to the inside of the left knee. Breathe. And exhale, release. Step back, plank. Claw with your hands. Bring your knees down to the floor. Okay, so don't let your head hang down. Lift your throat. Exhale, come halfway down to a push-up where your shoulders are in line with your elbows. Head back a little bit, and then come back up. Keep your head in alignment with your heart. Do 3 of these. Down, and up, and down, and up. Then we're going to come all the way down. Stretch your toes back. Inhale, cobra, come up. Work your neck so that it's right in line with the spine, thoracic spine, your middle back. Head of the arm bones back. And then we want to lift the chin a little bit, curl up, but also lift the back of the occiput. Your neck and head becomes the natural extension of your spine, and you go in the same direction rather than crank your head back or hang your head forward. Now take your ears back. Breathe. Hug your shoulder blades more. You got to effort the shoulder blades, get the heart to open. And then from your pelvis, push through your feet. From your pelvis, stretch your heart forward, but always pull your palms backwards. And exhale, down. All right. Come up onto your right forearm. You're going to bring it parallel to the front edge of your mat. Bend your left knee and reach back for your left foot with your left hand. When you bend the knee, the tendency is to splay the knee way out to the side. So use your effort, keep it hugged into the midline. Okay? For those with a little more flexibility in the shoulder, spin your elbow up, hold below your toes. Press the base of your left thigh down, drag forward, tailbone in. And then instead of looking to your left, try to look straight forward. Ribs are going to go slightly to the right. Now continue to move your left shoulder back. Left shoulder blade has to effort a little bit more in order to let grace in, and the heart will soften. Breathe. For those that are a little more bendy, you want more, pivot on your right elbow, come up on your right hand. It's just like a little hydraulic movement. Exhale and release. Bring your left forearm in front, bend your right knee. Root the base of your right thigh down, heel to hip. And spin. This is called Ardha Bakasana, the half frog pose. Spread your toes. Press the base of your right thigh down and drag it forward. Tailbone in. And then turn your ribs so they're straight ahead. So you got to go a little bit to the left. Okay, lift your heart. And then as your heel goes towards your hip, take your right shoulder back. Shoulder blade has to engage and effort a little bit more in order to get the grace in your heart to lift. And breathe. Lift your throat, palate back. For those that want to go a little bit higher up, here comes the hydraulic. Pivot on your left elbow. Press your palm down and come up. Exhale, release. Wonderful. Come back to child's pose. Big toes touch, knees a little wider. Inhale, come up. Sukhasana, twist. So come sit, cross your shins, and place your ankles underneath your knees or as close as you can with your feet flexed. So it's a little tighter. Sit here. And if this is impossible for you, you're just going to widen it out like this. Okay. Manually turn your thighs in. And check to see that you have a low back curve. If you don't, if the vertebrae are sticking out, or you're just all rounded like this, then you're going to hop up on one or two blankets, put them underneath your sitting bones so that you're more elevated. Okay, keeping a low back curve now, root your tailbone down, twist to your right. Right hand is in eagle talons behind you. Left hand on the right knee. Inhale, lift first. Then exhale, twist. Draw your palate back. Try to back off your head and speed up your heart. Inhale, rise up more. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Now, take the head of your arm bones back. That uses your effort. Hug the vertical midline. That's effort. But soften your skin. Let the heart be open. Lift your throat. Draw your ears back. And then gaze over your right shoulder for the full twist. Pull your ribs in. As your heart turns to the right, experiment with a counter stretch of the low belly turning to the left. So low belly left, heart right. Inhale, come back to center. So we have a lot of refinement of the alignment in this pose, and it's like how we refine our capacity to co-participate. Left hand behind, hold your left knee with your right hand. Inhale, rise, and exhale, twist. Head back, lift your heart. Inhale, up again, length, exhale, more twist. This time as you go to your left, inner rotate your right thigh more, widen your right hip out to the right. Root your left hip down more. And that will stabilize and balance the pelvic floor. And then, like we did on the first side, heart goes to the left, belly goes to the right. And draw your low belly down towards the right thigh, the right inner thigh. And you feel that nice little counter stretch that enhances the effort of the pose. And then look over your left shoulder and we get the full rotation of the neck. Inhale back to center. So what we did was we did neck flexion and extension, side bends, circles, and then we just did the rotation, which is good. Okay, and all that just to center ourselves. So come to a seated position. And we'll chant another mantra. The words are very simple. It's Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. So that goes 3 times. And then it's Namo Namaha. Namo Namaha is I bow, I surrender, I honor. And what is Shiva? It's another name for grace. This is the 5 elements chant, or the 5 syllables chant that represents all 5 elements. So we'll chant first, call and response, and then we'll chant together. So once you learn the melody. So sit up nice and tall, close your eyes, and breathe. As you chant the mantra, let yourself become absorbed in the sound. The Sanskrit language is a vibrational language, It's not so much the meaning that matters, it's the feeling of the expression underneath. And this is a time to open to grace more and effort less. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namo Namaha. 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 Let's chant all together. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namo Namaha. 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 Sit quietly in a meditative state for a few minutes. Align your head, heart, and body. Take your head back a little bit. Tops of the ears back, then bottoms of the ears back. So the head and the heart are aligned over the pelvis. And then connect a column of light, a golden, radiant column of light from the pelvic floor all the way up through the top of the head. Let this light join the lights of the pelvis, heart, and head. Let this become like a pillar of light deep inside a column. Allow your physical body to drape itself over this light. The physical body becomes like a beautiful tapestry of art. Become aware of your breath as it flows very gently in and out, without controlling your breath at all. Just observe the flow of your breath. Grace comes to us through the form of the breath. Draw into your heart and let yourself open to the greater energy, the bigger energy. And feel yourself open to the evolutionary times in which we're living. Let your heart be carried by grace to a world filled with kindness, peace, love, gentleness, and justice. And then start to find the still point in the middle of the heart. In this still point is a world, a vision of great beauty and light. And deep in the still point in the heart, listen. Open your inner ears to perceive the subtle calling of grace right now. And from the vastness of the ocean of grace, receive a message. See if there's some wisdom or perhaps a calling that grace has for you. Sometimes it's a word or a phrase or an image from nature. What is the message grace has for you right now? And then slowly bring your palms together in front, offer thanks, and come lie down on your back. We'll have a few minutes of shavasana to conclude, so make yourself comfortable. Once you're down, take a couple of deep breaths. When you exhale, see if you can release all muscular tension. Allow your muscles to melt away from the bones. And then go even deeper. Relax your bones. Let the bones get heavy and descend. And then relax your internal organs and allow them to settle into the backside of your body. Begin with your feet. Bring your awareness to your feet. Release, let go. Move up through your ankles and your calves, your knees, your thighs, and your hips. Imagine a soothing golden light that heals and supports you to let go. Bring this light up into your low belly, lower back. Breathe it up into your lungs and your heart, ribs. Relax your shoulders now. Take all burdens off. Let grace soothe you, hold you, nourish you. See how much more you can let go to receive the gift of life. Relax your arms all the way down to your palms. Imagine 2 glowing globes of light in your palms. Extend this light out through your fingers, the palms and fingers radiant with light. Bring the light up through your neck and your throat. Bring it to the back of your skull. It's like a pillow of light, so soft. The light penetrates tension in the back of the skull and neck, providing relief. Now relax your jaw, the root of your tongue, the inside of the mouth, the fleshy walls, the roof, cheeks. And then relax your eyes. Allow your eyes to get heavy and descend. Instead of trying to see outside, see what's ahead of you, see what's forward, look within. Release any strain around the eyes, the eyebrows, the orbits of the eyes. Relax the temples, ears, sides of the head. Relax your forehead, smooth, soft, clear, like a still pond. No movement, just presence. Relax the top of your head, like a crown of 1,000-petaled lotus. And imagine a radiant white light that contains all the colors of the rainbow. Streams through the top of your head, down through your entire body. Like a rainbow of light through the tissues of the body, through the spine, all the way down to the fingers and toes. This rainbow of light pulses with life force, with the promise of health, peace, kindness, love, equality. Very gradually now begin to return. Move your fingers and toes. And as you're ready, bend your knees in towards your chest. Roll to your right side. So we roll in the direction of nature. Very gradually come up to a seated position. Sit comfortably. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Close your eyes. We sit in the presence of the great heart of humanity, the great heart of the universal, to guide us, to help us open, to help us thaw out frozen parts, to give us deeper compassion, deeper empathy, and then to act, to get behind a movement of evolution of consciousness in whatever way we can. This is such a transformational time in the history of humanity. I just don't want to let it slip by. Draw deeply into your heart. Set an intention that's meaningful for you to abide in peace, to make your voice heard, to support, to take action, and more so on a very deep internal level, to shift your heart, to turn it towards all suffering, and then to heal. Let's attune now to the light of grace and let that illumine our path forward. May we use this practice, yoga and meditation and all those tools, to keep us centered, to keep us clear, and to keep us open to the raw experience of change, to not shy away, certainly not to transcend, but to engage. That this life really is a co-participation between grace and ourselves. May we use our efforts skillfully. May we not push or over-effort, but take refuge in the great light of consciousness always. Bring someone into your heart whom you know is suffering or is in need of soothing energy or healing or deeper connection, and offer light to this person. And as you do this, bring other people or images of people into your heart and offer light. And then we offer light to all beings who might be suffering. And then include yourself. Offer light to yourself for your own suffering. And let's open to the one spirit, the one light that fills us all, the one breath we all breathe. We all breathe the same air. May we attune to our heart and listen to the promptings of grace that urges us forward towards a greater freedom, greater love, and more joy. Let's take a deep breath in now and chant Om. Namaste. Thank you very much. Thanks for your practice. Have a great day. A reminder, if you wish, please join me Saturday. We can have this for a full day. We go so deep. Would love to see you there. Share this with friends. If you'd like to contribute and support me and Ashaya so I can continue doing these free classes, we do accept donations. Go to ashayayoga.com, practice online, and you'll see the donate button there. But thank you so much. It gives me great joy to be with you and offer this.